For Texas, the war with Mexico and the presence of U.S. troops on the frontier finally brought peace after years of conflict. Newcomers arrived by horse, wagon, and ship, ready to turn the Texas wilderness into productive acreage. Peace was contagious. Juan Seguin came back to Texas, forgiven. Meanwhile, his one-time foes left Texas for other adventures. Rangers Jack Hayes and Ben McCullough went to California. The Lone Star State joined the nation with a significant advantage. Unlike states that began as territories, Texas retained its public lands. That would prove to be a huge resource in the future and allowed for a great deal of independence from national land policies. It also allowed the state government to allocate acreage for specific purposes. These included the support of education, those with special needs, veterans, and settlers looking for a fresh start. As a result, Texas proved especially attractive to many. People living under rigid political regimes in Europe could breathe free in Texas, and families who were renters on acres in Germany, Alsace, and Poland could become landowners in Texas. This promised social mobility and generational wealth. The same held true to U.S. citizens. In 1850, some 220,000 people lived in Texas. This population included about 59,000 enslaved African Americans and only about 400 free persons of color. There were nearly 18,000 foreign-born Texans, mostly Europeans, and about 44,000 native-born Texans. The other 93,000 free inhabitants came from the United States and largely from the deep South states of Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, moving into East Texas and the coastal plains. Natives of the upper South states of Kentucky and Tennessee tended to settle in North Texas. By far, most Texans lived on farms and ranches. Planters and enslaved laborers produced about 58,000 bales of cotton, each one weighing between 400 and 500 pounds. They harvested 6 million bushels of corn and 1.3 million bushels of sweet potatoes. Texans raised animals too. There were more than 600,000 pigs in Texas, some 650,000 beef cattle, about 200,000 milk cows, and 50,000 work oxen. All told, there were nearly 1 million cattle in the state. Texans also owned 75,000 horses and 12,000 donkeys and mules. Other populations in the state remained the same or shrank. Fewer than 10,000 Texans could trace their family lines to Mexico. What had begun in 1821 as an invitation for Americans to settle Tejas had now seen native Mexicans and their descendants outnumbered more than 10-1 among free inhabitants. This was about the same ratio as Mexican officials discovered in 1829, but now Texas included the northern bank of the Rio Grande. That region, up to the Nueces River, had historically been part of Nuevo Santander and Tamaulipas. The addition of the people living in ranchos along the lower Rio Grande Valley and in the town of Laredo had not changed the ethnic makeup of Texas by much, given the flood of immigration from the United States. The indigenous peoples of the region, the Native American Indians, were now just a remnant of a few thousand. Texas was changing rapidly.